Hi everybody, John Cena here and welcome to quarterfinal 1 of Funkquest Season 4. And it gets exciting now because everybody at this stage thinks they can win, which is interesting because may or may not affect the amount of funk that they get out. We have two ladies back for you today, both winners despite what one of them says. So Barb, number 1 seed, tell us where you're dialing in from.
I'm calling in from the Seattle area in Washington State in the United States.
Excellent. We worked out it was a long way from the north of England to where you are. I don't know how long, but a long way.
Well, I can tell you, you don't have to take off your shoes to count the hours, but it's close. We did a lot of double verifying to make sure I was here at the right time.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you. And Karina, where are you dialing in from?
I am on the island of Corfu, my own little island, in Greece.
Your own personal island. That is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So because it's the quarterfinals, we're going to ask the lowest ranked Funkster to go first, which is Karina. Not that has any advantage at all. If you're new to the show, you'll figure it out. If you're also new to the show, you can vote for one of these ladies to go through to the semi-final. So Karina, question 1, you can pick a shuttlecock, a red teddy bear, some hurdlers, or somebody getting an haircut.
Let's go for the hurdlers.
The hurdlers. What excites you right now? You got a minute.
I'm looking forward to Christmas. Wasn't so great last year. We're hoping it's going to be a better one this year. And I'm looking forward to a brighter 2022 and hope that everyone's excited about a new prospect, enjoyable and hopefully to
What is Christmas like in a hot country?
It's not hot. I don't know why people say it's hot over here in the winter. We're not on the equator, Jonathan.
Okay, what's the temperature been like today?
It is pouring down with rain. We've got thunder and lightning outside.
Yeah.
We have the heating on in that came on in late November, and so it goes down to the minus.
Really? When was last time you had snow? When was last time you had snow?
See, this is it. I can look over to the mainland Greece and I can see the snow on the mountains.
Wow.
But because we're on an island, it snows everywhere around, and it never touches Corfu.
I never knew that you could see snow on mainland Greece islands. Thank you. Barb, you can pick a shuttlecock, a red teddy bear, or somebody having their hair cut.
I'll do the shuttlecock, chiefly because I'm excited to now know what that's called. I was just going to say it's the thing, the badminton thing that you have.
Badminton.
Okay. Yeah. When did you go over or underdressed to an event?
Wrong question. Option C. When do I not go over or underdressed to an event? And it's not just the dressing up, it's the seasonally. I think I'm always dressed wrong, right? It's not too many layers. They always say you should dress in light layers. I do this wrong. Anyway, when do I go? Honestly, weekly to church. I really like dressing up to go to church. I think if you have an excuse to put on heels, you absolutely ought to. And but it means that, I think I'm often overdressed.
Does everybody turn up in kind of what you would call sneakers, what we call trainers?
Yes, but I don't like them. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm a housewife, I can live in those, right? I can live, but I'm someone that I choose to wear lipstick when I'm around the house. And so I figure if you're going to go out in public, you might as well attempt to look more on the
good for you. And I have told you this before, I would class you as a domestic engineer.
I forget that every time, because
I have told you that.
There's an orneriness about calling it a housewife these days, don't you think? Like, is there a more offensive thing you could do in the world than say, I bake bread on purpose and I feed my family with it? I can't think of a more rebellious thing to say these days. So
here's an idea. Why don't you get your friends and family round, either in person or on Zoom, get some pizza and play Funkquest yourself? Find details at FunkyThinkers.com.
Question 2.
Motorbike.
What was the first thing you bought with your own money?
Well, I had a paper round.
Good.
When I was younger, when I was about 13, I think.
Yeah.
And then I had a Saturday job with Galoni's Ice Cream. And they used to drop me off from the park in the van and leave me there for 7 hours. I do my job, and then they'll come and pick me up and take me back to the factory.
That's illegal
And
now,
I
isn't
think-
it? You know, forced labour and dumping kids out,
I
sold
know,
workers
it's
and all that.
terrible, isn't it? No, I
Yeah.
used to love earning my own money. It's fabulous. I
Yeah,
think the
it's-
first thing I did, I took my younger sister to town and I treated her to dinner and shopping. And I think that's what I remember doing with my first wages. It's
So
wonderful.
we're talking about, when you're talking about ice cream van, for the purposes of Barb, you go to a public park, I don't know if it's the same in your country, you go to a public park, there'll be an ice cream van there with a kind of surly youth behind the thing. He'll be higher than you and looking down on you, right?
You get it.
And you say, I want one of them. We ain't got them, mate. It's like,
No.
it's like I'll have one of them. We ain't got them, mate. It's one of them.
No,
innit?
my van's always chock-a-block. Mine was. It was full of lollies, full of ice cream, never ran out of anything. And when you're left alone in the van, nobody knows the stock that you took in your van. You just sit there eating it all day.
They'd have all an app to control all that now. That won't be allowed now.
Yeah. Is there a song
yeah.
though? Because here there's an obnoxious song associated with it. Song.
Well, the music.
Oh, the vans, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they sing nowadays. I know it's very creepy, isn't it? Really
I was
creepy
gonna say,
sound now.
Now I think we teach our kids, when you hear that song, you're about to get abducted, go the other way.
Yeah, you're going to get scammed, or you're going to pay over the odds for an ice cream or a chocolate ice.
Yeah.
Bob, question 2. Karina rather forcefully picked the motorbike. You can pick a what we call a crane, pollution, or a rainbow.
Let's do the rainbow.
Rainbow. What do you do during a power cut?
I'm trying to think. I think that it does seem like it usually happens during a meal preparation. So I would say we start to get creative and pull out the barbecue and candles. And I mostly associate, you know what? We sing. Actually, we sing. I play the piano. And so, we go and we play. It's very hard to be frightened at the same time that you are singing. Right?
You say you play piano? You play piano?
I do. Before I became a domestic engineer, I was a jazz pianist. That's what I did for a living. And so
a jazz pianist?
We go. Mm-hmm. So we go and we sing as a family. We light candles. It gives a level of entertainment to whatever you're doing.
It's exactly what we do over here in the Blackout in the UK. It just brings all the family together, a little candle, and you sing all the old songs.
And you sing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I always remember we used to have a jam jar under our kitchen sink with about 20 candles in, and I can't remember the last time the power went off for that amount of time that would necessitate the burning of 20 candles.
Well, but there was a time that years ago in our marriage that we had a blackout, and it turned into the greatest date night. And so actually every week we would shut off our power. We did it for like a year, just because there's something very different. No distractions, right? You have to pay attention to each other.
It's romantic.
It was, yeah.
I seem the last time our heating went off, it was about this time of year, and it got pretty cold pretty quick. So
it does kill the romance a bit.
Yeah. Question 3, are we on? Karina, so you can have some mountain sheep, or a clown, waves, or an eye.
Ooh, I have the waves. It looks the safest one.
Now the question is, when was the last time a stranger was kind to you?
Well, I've been stuck in the house for the last 2 years, so I haven't met any strangers. I suppose people online are strangers. With my podcast, I get to meet people all the time, face to face on camera like this, and they're all strangers. And the last person I spoke to, he had a book out about how to invest money wisely. And I must have sounded like I was really, really into it, because he then sent the book to me.
That's nice.
So that was nice. Yes. So he was a stranger, and he sent me his book after I interviewed him on my podcast.
I'd say there aren't that many people online that are kind. Most people online I've seen are quite nasty.
No, I don't find that, especially not nowadays.
All the more better that we keep our little funky network together and hang out together. Question 3, Barb, you can pick a mountain goat.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are mountain sheep, aren't they?
Sheep,
because
goats,
we actually lived in
sheep.
I'm going to choose that one, because we lived in a place for a bit where the mountain sheep was the high school mascot.
Really?
And they'd come running down these rocky hills, and they would stand in the middle of the road and look at you like, what You get it? Like, I'm going to take out your
Sheep
car,
can- they can only see you straight in front, can't they, sheep?
I never asked one, but I know that if you run into one, you will not walk away as well as the mountain sheep.
What is something everyone should know by the age of 10?
That you're not the center of the universe.
Nice.
Ideally, you'd know that sooner than that. I mean, your early years will be more pleasant, I think, if that's drilled into you somewhere before the time that you start walking. But yeah, but look around. I think this is something that I still marvel at, how much our society doesn't seem to realize this. You're not the center of the universe, which doesn't mean that that you ought to be mindlessly compliant with everything that you're told to do. But this idea that we're entitled to health, to safety, to a certain level of employment, I feel like a lot of it would be resolved if we had some
The age of 10.
some Copernicus moments where it's like, guess what? Something else in the middle. Yeah. Anyway.
Nicholas Copernicus. There's a bonus point to anybody who's listening who knows who he was.
Copernicus called, "You're not the center of the universe."
Right. Okay.
That's my hint.
Well, the answer is he was an astronomer royal to princes or kings or somebody way back when money was no object. Very, very interesting day out. By the way, go to Greenwich in East London, where the Greenwich Meridian is, where they work out East Hemisphere, Western Hemisphere. Very, very interesting, where they worked out all this cool stuff in the medieval times. Money no object. Astronomers, like they have celebrities and singers and all that stuff now. Very, very interesting day out. Question 4, I think. Karina, you can pick some rowing boats, a tree, a muscle man doing something that I can't even think of, or some kind of scenic view.
Let's go with the scenic view, please.
Scenic view. Now this could be whatever you want, but how would you keep away an attacker?
Okay, if I knew self-defense, I would go for the defense.
Yeah.
And keep myself safe. And if I didn't, I would run. And depending on what I had near me, a brush, a shovel, a hammer, maybe.
Yeah.
Whatever I had close by me to protect myself with.
Yeah. There are some women that have come across the show, Karina, and I wouldn't like to tangle with them, and you're in that category. I can respectfully say that. Right? And I mean that respectfully. Right? So the matter, what to say?
It is quite a compliment. I would not want to meet you in a dark alley.
A backhanded compliment, as we used to say. Question 4. You can pick, Barb, rowing boats, a tree or a muscle man.
No, seriously though, what is the muscle man doing?
Something that I can't.
I'm uncomfortable with it, and I'm going to choose it all at once because it's got me curious about the question.
What is the most dialed number on your phone?
My mom.
Your mom?
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. We affectionately refer to as Marmy. I don't know. Did you ever read Little Women?
Louise Alcott, no.
Yeah, Louise and Alcott. Yeah.
No.
Okay. They refer to their mom as Marmy, and my sister and I, when we were kids, we just thought that was funny, and so it started as a joke, like Marmy, but now it's stuck, and so she's Grand Marmy to everybody. But yeah, she's the person I talk to every day.
Have she got her own ringtone?
I wish that I knew how to play the ringtone. I do have. It's not unique. If I was smart enough to do that, yes, she would have her own ringtone. Now you can ask what it would be. I don't know. I do have a ringtone of my kids doing, they're reciting something. And so it is sort of funny if you're out in public and all of a sudden there's a psalm belting out of your purse. But it's not unique to Marmy.
So Marmy hasn't got her own ringtone, but when you're on the show next time, she will have.
I will ask an 8-year-old and see how to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Question 5. Karina, you can pick some blue pencils, some, as you would call them, sneakers, a water bottle, or some pool balls.
Let's go with the water bottle, please, Jonathan.
What trendy phrase on TV do you have to stop yourself from saying?
I don't watch TV.
Don't you?
No. Oh my gosh. And if I think back to the UK, we're talking 27, 30 years ago.
What was on TV 30 years ago? Here, early 90s. So EastEnders would have been top.
EastEnders, yeah. And so Coronation Street.
Yes, that's still going. Dirty Den.
Was still going? Oh
yeah, was he still in EastEnders? Dirty Den, or had he gone by then?
No, he'd gone. Yeah,
Gone.
she killed him, didn't she?
What was the Christmas Day one when he served? Did he serve divorce? Christmas Day, most watched TV moment of the 1980s, was that? Barb, I did say we could drop into our own language, and Barb said, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah, well, no, I believe you. I caught most of those. Isn't there a show now about Corfu?
A show about Corfu.
It's a sitcom type show.
Yes,
but they're
it's
a family
about
on Corfu.
Gerald Durrell, who used to live here as a writer, famous writer. He did My Animals or something, My Animal book, and like a tour around Corfu to all the main places where he lived, and he talked about in his book. And there's a sitcom. Show. I haven't watched it myself actually, but all the girls in the village are talking about it. They said it was really funny.
A friend of mine is hooked on it. So the name of where you live, I thought it's been sticking in my head. Sorry.
What are we on? Question 5.
To prove that I can keep up when you go to your own lingo, I'm going to choose the trainers.
The trainers. When was the last time you camped out? Now you do all kind of cool stuff. When was the last time you camped out? You're going to say last night, aren't you?
No. Define camping here, Jonathan, because to me, camping is like when the hotels don't have room service.
I'm thinking tent, which could be in your own house when you've had a power cut to make it exciting.
Oh, okay, yeah, but we already did that. All right. I do have memories of my parents taking us camping. There was a tent involved. So yeah, I probably would have been 10. And the reason I haven't done it since is because my memories of going tent camping are of driving for about half an hour to pick just the perfect site, right? Oh, that one did seem good, but I think we could find one that had more shrubbery. See previous question about Marmee, okay? And I just, do you guys have Pat McManus books?
Pat McManus.
Okay, here's my big educational thing for you. You cannot tell me that you camp if you don't also read Pat McManus. And all of my memories of camping involve my mom reading Pat McManus way up into the night and laughing to the point of crying. That's the soundtrack of camping to me. He's an Idaho, he's an Idaho-based humorist, but he is I guess you would say an outdoor humorist. Pat McManus, tip of the day.
We'll find him. We'll go look for him or her.
Him.
Excellent. Good stuff. Well, we're at the end of the quarterfinal one. So one of these ladies is going through to the semi-final, and you can decide who. To vote is easy. Just leave a comment on this episode page on FunkyThinkers.com. Must be on FunkyThinkers.com. Do not go to Spreaker or YouTube or any of those other things what you might be listening to us on. Barb, how can we find out more about you and buy all your books?
You can, yes, all one of them. Definitely buy more. You know, they make really good Christmas presents. They do. You can go to barbarabraendlein.com. And since I know you're all going to be on funkythinkers.com to vote, I'm not going to spell it for you. You can look it up. It's on Funky Thinkers. Yeah.
Brilliant. Love it. And Karina, how can we contact you and buy all your books?
Well, I've got 14 to choose from, so there's plenty for everyone. Over on Amazon, of course, Barnes & Noble and all the Apple and Nook and all the Kobo, all the online bookstores. And you can find me as Karina Kantas everywhere on all the social media platforms.
Pretty cool being the only Karina Kantas in the world, right?
It would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the only meaningful.
Yeah. But unfortunately, there's actually an Indian singer with the same name as me.
There?
Yeah. If you Google me, it comes up about 67,000 pages, and maybe like 60,000 are mine, and then 7,000 are hers.
Ladies, thank you so much for being on the show. We will see one of you in the semi-finals, and let's speak soon. Take care. Goodbye now.